What's happening, good people? Welcome to Wes's Watch Room. In this one we're going to be doing my first ever sort of Lume battle war, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, that's quite exciting. So what we're going to do is show, a bit dusty, we're going to show a few different watches. So a few different types of Lume too. So we have Seiko's Lumibrite, we have Citizen's proprietary Natulite. Yeah, I found that on a forum. Don't know whether it's correct or not, so feel free to give me the correct name down in the comment section. We've also got two other watches which I don't currently have. They're away at the minute. But yeah, one of those has C3 and one of those has BGW9. So we're going to be doing just a head-to-head, see who does the better Lume. Now keep in mind the Citizen and the one with the C3 is, they were a little bit cheaper watches. But hopefully the Lume will stack up, because this is actually really good. So anyway, I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to get on to the Lume video. So let's do that now. Right guys, so here we have all four watches. So on the far left we have C3. Next to that we have BGW9. Next to that, Lumibrite, and finally in the far corner we have the Natulite from Citizen, which is their own proprietary brand of Lume. So right off the bat you could see the C3 was initially the brightest, but it sort of fades and peters out and levels out, after a few seconds. It really does have a strong initial burst. I think it's on camera as well, the green comes through really quite prominently. But it does look like a pretty even playing field right off the bat. Keep in mind that this is not in a pitch black room. I don't have a room that is properly pitch black to get the best representation of the Lume. So this is pretty much as best as I can do. But yeah, you can see, it's pretty even. So what we're going to do is fast forward a little bit, and then we're going to jump in and see what it's like after a few minutes. So now guys, we are a couple of minutes further into the clip after that short little fast forward, and again it's still pretty even. If I were going to pick a winner so far, those Citizen hands are very, very bright. But the Lumibrite is not far behind that either, and then the BGW9 and C3 just sort of fall a little bit behind that again. We're also ignoring the bezel on the San Martin with the BGW9. We're just focusing on the dial and indices to keep it fair. So let's fast forward another couple more minutes into the clip and see if there's anything else that separates the bunch. So now we are, further into the clip, and again, it still looks pretty even between the Seiko and Citizen. I would say the BGW9 is a little bit duller, and the C3 is starting to fall off a little bit more. So, it's again pretty close. I'm thinking, the 3 to the side, the right hand side, are the strongest of the bunch. So let's move in another couple of minutes and see if we can separate any there. So now we're further into the clip, and again it looks pretty even. That C3 is still hanging on. Those hands on the Citizen though, they are really quite bright. But again, the Seiko is doing pretty well too, and even the BGW9 is hanging on as well. But yeah, that C3 is definitely looking the dullest out of the bunch. But yeah, the others are hanging on. So now we've moved further on, and not much has changed really. That Citizen still doing pretty well. The Seiko, I think the BGW9 is starting to fall a little bit behind the Seiko and Citizen. That C3 though, still hanging on, but it's definitely not as bright as the other three. So let's move another couple more minutes into the clip and, well, see if there is any winner. So now we're a couple more minutes ahead, and I mean, not again that much looks different really. I mean, all are pretty good. Again, you know, we've got a similar sort of thing. You know, the Citizen and Seiko seem to be battling it out the closest. BGW9 ever so slightly behind, and that C3 again is, you know, the weakest of the bunch. It's really funny that, innit? It started off the strongest, but it faded a little bit quicker. Now keep in mind guys, these are just 4 different watches. So yeah, it's really hard to get in proper apples to apples to apples to apples. You know, it's kind of impossible. There's no one watch, you know, maker that has, you know, the same watch with 4 different types of lume on them. It just doesn't happen. So this is sort of as best as you're gonna get. But what is impressing me more than anything is the Citizen is the cheapest of the bunch, and it seems to be going toe to toe with the most expensive, which is the Seiko. So let's keep moving on to towards the end of the clip. So now, you know, we're again just a couple more minutes ahead. Again, there's not really much to, you know, choose between the Citizen and the Seiko. C3 still surprisingly hanging on. That BGW9 is definitely a little bit, you know, behind the Seiko and Citizen now, but you know, it's still pretty close. So now we're moving towards the end, and well, it's you know, again, guys, it is close. That C3, you know, it is still there. I mean, it's actually sort of just a little bit lower than the BGW9, but you know, at a minute I would say it's a toss up between you know, Lumibrite and Natulite from Citizen. So we're just coming to the end of the clip now, and well guys, that is pretty much it. I mean, my camera run out of time. I did carry on watching them, and again, they all pretty much were hanging on. The winner though, that is going to be a tough call. I think it's sort of going to be a two-way tie between Lumibrite and Natulite. I think BGW9 comes in a very close second, and C3 would be a close third behind. So what the sort of thing you can take away from this, you know, the end goal, end result, you're not really going to be disappointed with any of these if it's done properly. So what do you guys think? So well, that is pretty much it guys. You know, a bit of a fun video, and I might do one again if I get, you know, some different types of lume and do another battle, and I might see if I can somehow figure out to make my camera record a little bit longer, so we can get a full, you know, start to hopefully when there's no lume left at all. Technically I could start the recording again, so I don't really know why I didn't do that. So that might be something I can do for a part 2, or I could even do a revisit as well, and try and get, you know, more watches with the same lume, and you know, try again. But yeah, I'll see if I can fathom out the camera settings to make it longer, and then we can get a proper good one. But this is, you know, shows you all the lume is pretty good, in my opinion, if it's done right. So guys, were you expecting those results? I mean, I know I wasn't. Anyway guys, let me know what you think down in the comments. Thank you very much for watching and supporting this second channel. I really do appreciate it. So have a good one guys. If you want to see more content on the channel, click the links you can see right now. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Hit that bell so you don't miss any future content. And of course, feel free to subscribe if you want to stay in touch with the channel. Thanks very much. Have a good one.